She's serious about that. Okay. You gonna get him, Bree? You get that blue jay? Hi everybody, welcome to the show. Today is episode 124. We will be discussing April finished objects. Welcome to my knitting channel. Also, I guess today it's also a crochet channel. General fiber artistry. I didn't know I was going to record today because it's supposed to rain all day. And now there's no rain in the forecast. But yesterday I had a mammogram, and then I had an ultrasound, and I thought I was getting the day off for rain, so I'm not mentally prepared. I'm prepared in every other way, just not mentally to do this right now. But there's lots to talk about. I have squishy mail from a local yarn store day. I have whips. I have everything I have finished for the month of April, which is 7 things. I have a change in plans for May projects. New cast on. A little shakeup in the fiber arts world this morning that I woke up to. There is a new pattern that I want to show you that I'm contemplating buying, and as well as a Halloween advent that I ordered yesterday. So let's start. Shall we start with whips? Well, we're going to start with what I'm wearing. What I'm wearing is one of my worsted knit, actually 2 of my worsted weight tops. So a lot of times I combine the cropped version and the full length version, and I wear them together. If I have different bases, I will switch out. I mean, if I have the same base in different colors, I'll switch out the color sometimes. This is my own design. It is based on the... I want to say Curvy Girls bra top, and that's not it. I don't remember what it's based off of. But I have given you this pattern on one of my episodes. Should I say which episode? Episode 86, my worsted knit top. I do not have, well, if I have a written pattern for my size, I don't have it written out for other sizes. It's only for me, and I fluctuate between a 32C and a 34C, depending on whether or not I'm on hormones, whether or not I have my cyst, I have fibrocystic breast condition. Is it a condition? It was a disease, and then they downgraded it to a condition, I think. And once I came off my last round of birth control hormones, they went away, and I've had them constantly for like 10 years. So I'm enjoying my smaller size and the no pain, no cysts. It's great. So anyway, my size fluctuates a lot. So if you're a 32B or a 34C, you can fit into this top. Okay. I think I put in a do you want to know the top it's based on? So you can just make that one if you want. Girly Knits Bra top by Lauren Riker. I'll try to link it if I think of it. Yeah, Girly Knits. That one is bottom up. Mine is top down. And that is the difference. I just wanted to check what yarn I baked to sincerely. Okay. This is this little cardigan. is a bulk. Can you see how giant the holes are? This is a bulky knit cardigan called Mia by April Miller. It's a $5 pattern. It has a cool construction and it has pockets. So the pockets are made from folding over this like lapel thing, and then you get a pocket. My big problem with this pattern is the gauge looks like this. It's done in bulky yarn, which I can't ever get bulky yarn to not have giant holes in it. The sizing is very weird. And I actually don't really like this that much. I think the construction's cool. But other than that, I don't really recommend it. I'm wearing it today because I needed something that was kind of warm, even though this holes, it's so holy that the breeze is going right through it and it's not keeping me warm at all. Plus this is acrylic, so it's not going to be warm anyway. But it's like so... These sleeves are so super long and tight. It's I didn't really care for the pattern, to be honest. And a lot of times I will make stuff in acrylic, cheap acrylic, so I know how much yardage I need. I know where I need to make changes in the pattern and stuff like that. Because acrylic is okay, here's my experience when making items out of acrylic. They don't move. So whatever you make it, it's not going to move on from that. So it's basically if you make a swatch and you soak it and you pin it, it's the exact same. The only way to make acrylic block, which I don't even like the term block because you're technically not blocking it, is to apply steam. And steam relaxes the fibers. It can also over-relax the fibers, and you can't undo any type of heat treatment to acrylic, which is why if you've ever made something acrylic and put it in the dryer, you'll never get it. That's it. That's now ruined, and that's all it's ever going to be. You can't make any change. So it's basically if you put wool in the dryer, it's the same thing, right? So to me, it's like making a muslin pattern where it's unforgiving. You're going to see every place that you need to make tweaks. You're going to see, the ways it doesn't fit you, where you have to. So in that respect, I really like using acrylic. If it's something I figure I'm going to make more than one of and I want to, really get the fit right, and I might not have the yarn on hand, and maybe it's a specialty yarn and I don't know how much I need to buy, so I got to see how much yardage I use. So even though in the end, if I were to make this in wool, it would behave completely differently. But I would know my yardage. I would know if I had to tweak any of the fit issues or anything like that. And since I made this in acrylic, really didn't like it, decided, it's been sitting in my closet since then. I was like, today I was just looking for something comfortable and didn't really care if it was warm. I really should have cared if it was warm. So not my favorite, but the construction is cool. So if you like it and think you might wear it, like even around the house a couple times, it might be worth it if you care to know about different constructions. Because I thought it was an easy pocket to make, and the construction was strange. Anyway, that designer also has similar things, but I don't know if she still designs anymore or how active she is anywhere. I don't know if she still has pattern support, but her stuff is still up for sale on Ravelry. I just looked it up. Whips. I was not able to finish the sport weight double layer hat. I am literally At last weigh-in, this was 18 grams, and I need to stop at 7.25 to start the decreases. So we're almost there. This will, if I work on nothing but this tonight, I should have this finished tonight, which is what I think I'm gonna do. I might just get this done. And something messed up with the, can you tell? We're going great. Blue and then green, right? Then green, blue. I don't know what happened here. And oh, you could even see where it just flipped to the next color. Just like, light green. Thanks. So this must have just been a bad one. How disappointing if I like had this like where that was necessary, because it looks terrible right there. But it doesn't matter. It's not, it's for charity, so they probably won't even notice because they're not yarn people. They won't notice. So that's gonna be done today. My second whip, I literally just started. I have this much because I started it right before I had to leave for my mammogram, and I took the hat with me to my mammogram appointment. I was hoping I would have enough of this done that I could take this, but it didn't happen that way. I was wildly unprepared for my appointment, which is weird for me because I'm usually not. I'm usually very well prepared. So I decided for the rocket, did I say this is the rocket tee? I decided for this one, I'm going to alternate every 2 rows on this one. And because I have a lot of these that I have 2 skeins of the same colorway to use for a top, for these tops, I'm hoping this top is going to be exactly what I want, and the fit's going to be good. One of them, probably the next one I will be, the stripes are 8 rows, so I'm going to do 8 rows in one skein and then 8 rows in the other skein, because I want to see how much different that will work up than alternating the skeins, and then that might give me a better idea of going forward if I want to alternate or stripe it. But the stripes will be the same colorway. Does that make sense? Can't tell yet. Or if I just use one color and then change to the other, which I don't mind pooling, so it's not a problem for me. I just am curious to see the difference of alternating and then striping. If you know of any like projects or somewhere out there that people have compared those differences, I would love for you to leave me links. I would love that, because I'd love to see before I get all into it. Those are my only whips right now. Once the sport weight hat is done, I'm going to start the bamboo pop sock hat. Okay, so before we get to finished items, because that's the whole topic today, I'm going to go with Squishy Mail, which was from LYS Day. So it technically is not Squishy Mail because it was not sent to me, but it's squishy and it's from my local yarn store. So like I said, I was going to my local yarn store, which is Around the Table Yarns. So it's the closest one that's still. There were other ones that were closer, but they have all closed. Not the best area for this. We have one that's farther away in Lakewood that is called River Colors Studio, and it's the most. It's like a Disneyland. If Disneyland was a yarn. Is that just someone turning around? Yes. Dang. Okay. So what I got at my local yarn store for local yarn store day, I got Sheepjes. I don't know how, there were ladies and they're saying how they say Sheepjes because they can't pronounce is it Norwegian or something? They're saying they don't know how to say it. They don't know how to correctly pronounce it. I gotta tell you, we were in the store and I'm like, okay, the label is white and then it's printed with this silver, and I don't mean gray. I mean silver as it's sparkly or holographic or somehow metallic. It almost looks like the scratch offs for lottery tickets. So it's like I'm trying to read it, and if you hold it to the side, okay, if you hold it to the side and try to read it, you're fine. But if you try to read it head on, you can't see anything because the light from wherever you are, all around you, it just washes it out while your eye is looking at it. It's the weirdest thing. I'm like, who designed this? Were they in a dark room? Like, how did you not know? I can't see the label if I look at it straight on. It just disappears. And I'm like, what's the... Okay, so this is 75% extra fine merino wool, 25% nylon. So this is non-superwash, which is why I bought it. It says made in China, so I don't know what Sheepjes means. This color is called Miami. Did I say how much? 100. I swear my husband saw it, and now I can't see it. It doesn't say on here. I think it said somewhere on the thing. In the store. In the store, I think it said 50 grams. Oh, here it is. 50 grams. So this part is on a silver part where the writing is white. Can you see this up in the corner? So it's oh my, you can actually see it. I can't see this when it's straight on. You just get this like mirrored effect where you cannot read it. 50 grams, 200 meters. So 100 grams, 400 meters. So that's like 4. Hold on. 400 meters. Okay. 400 meters is 437 yards. That's what I thought. So I got 2 in Miami, which is a charcoal gray. And then I got 2 in... I don't know how to pronounce this. I don't know what city. I'm assuming it's a city since this says Miami. AJMAN. Ajman. So it's like a rosy, purpley. I'm telling you, we were in that store for like an hour, and I was walking around all the fingering weight because I was like, I just want something that will make a nice shawl. Nothing was catching my eye. Even the Sweet Georgia yarn wall that I showed you. That I showed you last week with all the colors on it. None of them worked together. Except for the 2 I had already bought last year. Like, none of them were working together. I did not like it. And I tend to buy things that I couldn't dye myself, or bases that I don't have access to. There was this one that I was looking at. It was I think it was some type of alpaca base that I had never used before. But it was plain black and then like a really deep raspberry pink. And it was not my favorite, but I was like, I'm excited about this base. And I could. It wasn't fluorescent. They did have a fluorescent pink, but I was like, no. It was a dark raspberry. It was still a bright color, but it was a dark raspberry, bright color. You know what I'm talking about, right? So I was going to go with those, but they were very expensive. And I was like, I'm not sure I want to pay that much for plain colored yarn. Like, I will pay $30 a skein for indie dyed yarn. I will pay it for speckled variegated yarn. I'm not paying that for plain colors. No way. No way. Because you just put that in a pot and don't do nothing. I can do that. These are heathered, though, and you know how I am with heathered yarns. You know I love heathered yarn. Look at how you can see that so clearly. But then it just drowns right out. See, there's a whole bunch of stuff there, but look at that. It's gone. It's like disappearing ink. So these are the colors I picked. I'm not sure if I'm going to do the chitation in these, though, but I'm always looking for whatever I'll use it. These were not that expensive either, I think. How much were these? I don't even know. I just go in and I just buy. I want to say they were $8, but I don't have a receipt because they email you the receipt, and I have like over 1,000 emails in my thing that I won't read. So I don't know. It's in there somewhere. I also got, I told you that my friend, I'm not sure if she's my friend. I just call her my friend. I like her. I'm not sure she likes me. But Tina's Twisted Fibers. Talk about her all the time because she is so open with her dyeing knowledge that she shares with me. In fact, we were talking about glazing because she had some really nice glaze that she overdyed, these skeins that she overdyed, and I was like, how did you get this good a glaze? I'm like, can I ask you that? Will you tell me? I'm like, is it rude? I'm like, if it's rude, just tell me that it's rude and I won't ever ask you again. And she was like, no, I'll tell you. And so we talked about glazing and I was like, okay, I gotta try this. But like I told you, she doesn't do like percentages or weigh anything. She uses like teaspoons and like cooking, like, you know, little cooking measuring spoons, you know, and I go by grams. So we have like two completely different languages that we're trying to talk to each other. Because I'm scientific. I'm like scientific about it. And she's like, I think she looks at it like cooking, which I was never taught to cook in my family. So that wouldn't make any more sense to me either way. I know science because of what I learned in school. They didn't teach cooking in school. Otherwise, I probably would have learned it there. So anyway, I had lots of fun talking to her, as I always do. So these, this colorway is called Gray Heart, and it is gray, beige. Do you love last week? I couldn't recall the color beige. And I also wanted to say, I know what a guava is. I know that guava is a fruit, right? It's like mango, which I'm allergic to. I've just never seen a guava opened. I'm pretty sure they're green with like a red spot on it, like a red thing on it. I know guava is a fruit. I just don't know what color it is inside because I've never had one. And I thought I sounded like an idiot when I was editing that. And I'm like, I sound like a complete idiot that I don't know what guava is. Of course, I know it is. I just have never seen one. Anyway, this base is why I wanted this, because this is a 100% superwash merino, fingering weight 490 yards. I want to make some sort of top out of this, I think. I'm having trouble finding stuff to fit over my belly, so I don't really want to make anything more than cropped for right now. Anyway, here nor there. The other one I got is pétiole. Pétiole. It's a French word. I think I'm saying it right. Pétiole. This is 80% superwash merino, 10% nylon, 10% cashmere, 435 yards. I've got this colorway before her, and she must have reformulated it because it used to be like beige. And now it's a gray base. Gray and undyed with some green and pink and purple speckles in it, like flowers. So I like it better with the gray than the like tan it was before. So I was like, oh, I love this. This was actually the old formulation on this base was my introduction to cashmere. Her yarns always smell amazing. Like, however she keeps it, or if this is just how her house smells, I want to know the secret because she always has great smelling yarn. A lot of times they just smell like woolly, and then this time, I don't know, this smells like a candle. It smells like some sort of food candle. And like, it almost smells like a Cracker Barrel, but not in a bad way. Like a Cracker Barrel smelled good. I like freak out every time a car stops over here. But then this one smells completely different, but it smells good. Okay. No plans for these. Absolutely no plans for these. Don't care. Maybe a shawl. Who knows? I have to buy from her. I have to buy. These aren't even my colors. There's tan in here. And I'm like, this needs to be a top that I will wear, I guess. I don't know. They're both super soft. And like, there's like this halo on this. It's like fuzzy. I don't know if you can really see that it's fuzzy. Of course, this has the cashmere halo on it. Both of them so fuzzy, so I had to get them. No idea what I'm going to make with them. No clue. No clue. Don't know. Something close to the I love soft wool like that because I want to make something close to my body so I can feel that softness. I just love it. Okay, FOs. Actually, hang on. Okay, let's start with my pink tops. I actually kept the... No, I didn't, did I? I got rid of it. No, I didn't. Juniper Moon Farms. This is this pink. This pink. This ridiculous bright pink. Juniper Moon Farm. Is it Neve? N-E-V-E? Neve? Color 61. I don't know what color. It says 61. Bright pink. I don't know what it's called. 100% cotton. That's all it says. What did I need this for? It is a chainette. And I feel like the yardage was... I feel like there was more yardage than the 222 it says, unless there's that big a difference between 222 and 218 because it made a pretty long top. I was able to make the regular crop top and the, I don't know how many rows I did for the body of the full length top, but I used up all of it and it is way past my hips. It's like a whole hand, the whole width of my hand past my hips. So quite a few inches longer than it needed to be, and the cropped one is down to my rib cage. So two very, long enough, not even close to running out of yarn to make both of those. So a nice change from the Kotlin, which we'll talk about. I have the cropped Kotlin and the full length Kotlin. So another set, but this was made and then was unmade to finish this. Now here's my problem, okay? My problem is cotton. Okay, now remember, I have 4 balls of blackberry to deal with now. So my thinking is this: cotton. Cotton I only wear in the summer. I do not wear this during the winter. It's too cold. I don't feel like cotton holds in any body heat. It's cold when you put it on. It's cold while I'm wearing it. I don't like to wear it during the winter. And of course, I have tons of wool and wool blends to wear during the winter. I do not mind a cotton and wool blend during the winter. That's fine. But a 100% cotton is not happening for me if it's not 70 plus degrees out. Okay. So given that, do I need a full-sized cotton top? How many of these do I need? Because I have a blue one made out of this, and this isn't even soft. This is really not soft. So do I really need this, or should I can get at least 2 crops out of how much I have? Because this right here will give me like two, right? And then I'll have this left over. So I'll have like 2 blacks for sure, and then maybe 3 blacks and a little extra. So would I rather have 3 crops or 1 full length? Because I have this in the blackberry. So do I want like 3 blackberry tops, or do I want 1 full length top? And then maybe 1 that I can stripe with the leftovers of both if I have enough. I'm not sure, because what's the point if I'm not going to, like, okay, if this was cotton basic, that really, really soft cotton, not a question, I would buy more to make both. But because I bought enough to make both and I'm only getting 1, which one would I rather have? And I need to answer that question before I move forward. And I haven't answered that question yet. So this is technically 4 things that we finished, even though this is now unfinished. It was finished. And I don't like to mark my work as, I put in the work. So this should count as a finished item because it was finished. So I'm counting it. So that's 4 things we did. 2 sets of tops. I don't know what to do with the black. I really don't know what to do with the black. I have to like think about it. Okay. You also see this because I talked about this extensively last week when it was finished. So if you want to know more, this is Neutral Territory by Katie DeGroff Knits. This is a test knit that I did that I absolutely love. I'm holding it the wrong way. I talked extensively about this in the last episode. What I did not tell you is these are strotonal colors: Cucumber, Evergreen, and Inverness is this blue, green, and black. It's a different green than this green. It's a darker green than this. It's almost the darker green in this, but it's different. Love the cucumber color very, very much. Did not like the evergreen too much. It's a little too yellow for me. And love the Inverness, even though it's very blue. It's so almost black that I just love it. Love this pattern. I think there might be a code still. Check her Instagram. I will link it. There's an introductory coupon code, which I don't know how long that's for. I've been wearing this since I made it, even though it's a gift for someone else that I haven't figured out who it's going to yet. So I'm like, I think I have to make one for me in the other stroll tonal colors that I have. I have a pink, a burgundy, and then whatever that raven color is. It's like burgundy and black and purple, I think, which are my colors. So I'm like, oh, should I make that? Should I make those? Oh, I still haven't weighed the ends to put them in my project. I have to do that. Double stranded fingering weight yarn, or you could use DK. It works up real fast and it's real nice, and like I said, it holds the block well, and I think it would make a great gift because it's not something they're gonna have to continue to block because of all the garter. They can just lay it, they could spot clean it or spray it and then lay it flat, and it'll be fine. Okay, the other thing I finished is right there. Our striped pup sweater from the famous Stephen West Knits Pet Knits Volume 1. Where are you? Where did you go? Come here. Come here. Hi. Can I pick you up? Oh, thank you. Aren't you pretty? Aren't you the prettiest girl? Who's my pretty girl? What you looking at? You okay? You don't like the lights? You afraid of the lights? Lola hates cameras. She hates cameras. Literally hates them. If you pull out your camera to take a picture of her, she is like, you're a good girl. My only problem with the sweater is the increases on the back, which I understand why he did them and how it makes the back longer than the front. But I really, really, really love the increases from her other sweater that go down her chest. So I think I might I did buy the full volume. And I think the next one gets released next week. I'm not sure which. I can use his stitch patterns and still plug them into her other sweater that I like to make her. And I think I might do that just because, I don't know. I love that look on the chest. It's so pretty, and that's what I love about that design. And then this chest, I did what he said to make the lines line up, and they just don't, and it looks crappy. And every time I look at it, I just go, the increases on her other sweater are so pretty. They're so pretty. So I'm not sure. Pretty girl. You're so pretty. Do you want to sit in the bed in front of the heater? Okay. The heater. It's warm. Okay, so. Oh, one more. That's 6. That's 6 things. 7th is my souffle top. It's finally done. What did I say? Penrose Knits. I'm going to show you the back, which shows you the button band and the button, but I still have markers in it. I have markers in it because I'm not sure if it's long enough, and I wanted to, I marked so I could count from the underarm separation down to, now I don't normally do this through blocking, but I was like, I'm not afraid of these rusting on mohair. I'm just not afraid of it. So I wanted to see, I didn't know if I was going to have to take the hem out and add more stuff or not, and I haven't tried it on with the skirt I plan to wear it with. But I wanted to show the keyhole and the button. Because it's such a gorgeous detail, and I can't believe I already had these buttons at home. Because for my crocheted tarot cases, of course I did. I have a bunch of buttons. But this is so pretty. It's so pretty. I love the sheer at the top. So instead of the ruffle, there's just one row of pearl bumps that you really can't even see. I mean, it's a nice detail. If you want to leave off the ruffle, you totally can. It's absolutely gorgeous. So when it's nice, I'll get pictures of. I'm so behind on pictures. I can't believe I finished this. This started this last year, like last June, I think. It took me that long to finish it. So this is my first completed top that's not one of these and isn't crocheted, I think. So I finish crochet tops all the time, but knitting tops is different. I use 12-inch circulars on these, which were a lot easier than 9-inch circulars. So if you have trouble with 9-inch circulars, see if you can get 12 inches, because I did not have trouble with 12 inches. It's definitely not as hand cramping as the 9s. I was able to do both sleeves fine. And then you only worked, you changed to a smaller needle for like 3 rounds. So I just did 2 circs because I don't do magic loop. I hate magic loop. It so slows me down. I just like to go, I like circulars, just one. Give me a small circular. I don't care. I'll keep going. So if I did have 9s in that size, I could have done it, but I didn't. But I only had 12s in that one size. So anyway, this made me really excited to start the rocket tee, because I was like, oh my God, I finished something similar. I should be able to do that one. So I got a little confidence boost, and it's soft, but it's still like I feel like I'm wearing a man's like chest hair. It's very strange. It's a very strange feeling to be wearing this. I'm not sure I like it, just because it feels like hair. Now, it's not scratchy to me at all. I do not find mohair to be scratchy. I must not have any sensitivity to wools or anything. I don't find anything to be prickly, unless it's, when you get to the coarser breeds, like even some Peruvian highlands, like wool of the Andes, that gets a little prickly for me. This mohair is not prickly to me. And then there are other breeds that I do find to be prickly, but merino is not one. And typically, what was I saying? Typically, Peruvian highland is not prickly to me either, except for wool of the Andes. It's prickly to me sometimes. Okay, so that's what we finished. Seven items. And I'm exhausted. Do you ever have days where you are just thirsty? Like just so thirsty. And coffee just tastes delicious. Iced coffee tastes delicious. Okay, so there are a couple things I want to talk about. One is the big news that I woke up to this morning. Today's Wednesday, May 3rd. And that is that Malabrigo has acquired Blue Sky Fibers, which has me, okay, since we're talking about Peruvian highland, Blue Sky Fibers has a base called Woolstock Worsted that is Peruvian highland wool. Okay, their Woolstock Worsted I love. It is 2-ply yarn from the highest quality Peruvian highland sheep. Is that what I said? Right? Peruvian highland? Is that what I said? Anyway. This is my favorite highland base. Hands down. It is the softest. It is just, it's so yummy. And they come in 50-gram balls, and then they also come in 150-gram hanks. Which, that's a complete top for me. That is one of these complete tops. 150 grams, top to bottom. One hank for one top. So I love them. They also have quite a nice color selection. So here's in the 50 grams, and then here's in the 150s. So I've done these. I have all these dark ones in the 150 grams. So if you're not sure if you like Peruvian highland wool, I would really recommend trying the Woolstock Worsted. They have a Woolstock, I think it's called Woolstock Light. And, hold on. I'm just all over the place, aren't I? Woolstock, here we go. back. Yeah, Woolstock Light is a fingering version, but it is a single ply, which is why I haven't bought any. Because if you know me, you know I hate single ply. I hate single ply. I hate it. It pills immediately. It does take dye like a dream, especially speckles. I love speckles on a single ply. I think they look so good. There's just the dye is different on a single ply than it is on a 2-ply or on a 4-ply or on a chainette. It just is different on a single ply. And that's the only nice thing I can say about single ply is I like how dye hits it. Other than that, I hate working with it because I can't use my favorite cast on because it unravels it will just pull apart if I try it. It's like I think it's a modified backwards loop cast on. It will unravel the little bit of twist that's in the single ply and it will pull apart. So I can't use my favorite cast on. And if you wear the finished garment, it pills like crazy. So it's not even something that I really even like. So I did not get any fingering when we were at the, because my LYS had it. They had it. And I looked at it and I was like, "Arr!" And then I'm like, no, it's single ply. And that's the first thing my husband said was, this is a single ply. And I'm like, I know, right? I can't get it. So Malabrigo has acquired Blue Sky Fibers. This is great for Blue Sky Fibers because their owners are wanting to retire. So great for them. My concern as when this always happens is, well, what's going to happen to the quality of the yarn that I love so much? Is it still going to be the same yarn? Is this going to change my favorite yarn base in the whole world? Like if I could make everything out of it, I would. I'm not even kidding you. I love it. It's so warm. It's so soft. It's so springy. It's so yummy. So I woke up to that news today and was a little upset about it. I mean, they said they're still going to function as two separate companies and everything. So they're not being like pulled in. They're going to stay where they're at and do what they've been doing. But I guess the owners are going to step back and retire. The other thing I wanted to tell you is I saw this top in one of my groups. This is, I don't know how to say the word Gromidez, Gromidez, Gromidez. Designs by Megan Teresa. And this is a $5 crochet pattern called Star Explorer Adjustable Wrap Top. And if you love Star Trek, you might love this. I love this. I also love Star Trek. We just finished watching Picard a couple weeks ago. We binged the last season of Picard, which was amazing. Because I am a TNG girl, the Next Generation. I grew up watching. That was my Star Trek that I grew up watching. So not only did I want to make this in Picard's color, of course, but it needs to be more burgundy than that. I just like this as a top in general. Did I say it's $5? I think I'm gonna buy it. It calls for worsted weight, but I'd really like to make it in different weights too. But I figured if I make it in worsted weight, then I could make it in the other weights. I like it as a top, regardless of the Star Trek look of it. And I did find a free one on YouTube, but it was not exactly the same as that. And it's only $5, so I'm probably gonna buy it. But that's worsted, and I'm not sure I want to do worsted. But I do have this, my Swish worsted that I have no plan for. So I was thinking, didn't I say I wanted to dye one black and then I could dye the other color a different color? Like I could go, this is red, so I could go purple if I wanted to. Or I could just do them all black and make a black top. I'm not sure what I want to do. I was thinking of, I'll probably make one in acrylic first. And then if I want to find a skein that I would wear, and plus if I make it in acrylic, I'll know the yardage I need and I'll know what I will need for it. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna buy it. I'm gonna make one in acrylic, test in acrylic, and then decide where to go from there. Because if I want to go a different size, I was thinking fingering for the summer. But then the other part of me is like, you're 45 years old, you have a fat belly, where are you going to wear that? And I'm like, in my house when it's 90 degrees. In this room here, in my sunroom, when it's 90 degrees in here and I'm sweating, that's where I'm going to wear it. Maybe I'll make some cotton. I don't know. It's just a thought. But I really like what I wanted to do though is, I think it ties in the back, and what I wanted to do is do that hook. Not a bra closure, but like a swimsuit closure with the overhand hook, and then just do a regular. I'd probably use some type of cording for the halter, and not have that tie, but do an actual cording part. And then, so anyway, if I do decide to do that, I'll let you know. I was also thinking I could engineer it into a knit pattern too, because I do both, but I understand crochet better, so. I mean, I see crochet better in my head. The knitting is more math on paper, where crochet is a 3D image in my head, and knit is not. Knit is math on paper for me, which is weird. Anyway, one more thing I wanted to tell you. I don't know if you are aware of Tippy Tree yarns. I'm not sure I had heard of them before putting them in the DyeDirectory. Hold on. I'm trying to get back to their... Yes, here. So, Tippy Tree Yarns is doing a Halloween advent that is X-Files themed, where you get 13 minis and then one full skein. 13 mini skeins plus a full skein, dyed up with inspiration from the show X-Files. The show kept me up and scared me immensely when it came out in 1993. Me too. I remember watching it before I would go out for the night, because I think it was on Fridays, and I would watch it. I forget what day it was. We would watch it because my whole family would watch it, and then I'd leave for the night. I would be so scared from whatever the episode was. There will be surprise extras along the way to satisfy the X-File in you. It comes in a Tippy sock or strong DK. Orders will close no later than August 1st. Boxes will be mailed out by mid-late September for United States and earlier for international orders. So I got this in the Tippy sock. And I know I said I wasn't going to do Halloween Advents anymore after being so let down by them in the past. And it's such a lot. It's a lot of money to put down. So if this was anything other than X-Files, I wouldn't have gone into it. But because it's X-Files, I'm like, okay, I'll take a shot. I'll take a shot. We'll see. We'll see what happens. So if you are also obsessed with X-Files. I wanted to let you know. I'll link it. I'll link her shop below if you want to check that out for you. Yeah. So that's what we got. Next week is my birthday. So I'm not sure if I'll be recording on my actual birthday, which is Wednesday, or the day after my birthday, which no, I can't do the day after because I have a doctor appointment. The day after my birthday, I'm seeing a new gastroenterologist that's a woman. So fingers crossed. Unless my ultrasound, because my ultrasound yesterday was on my stomach to check my gallbladder and liver and stuff. And I was there forever having an ultrasound. And I'm like, does this mean they found something? So anyway, I don't know. We'll see what happens. So I'm excited to have a new doctor to check things out, even though they're usually terrible to me, but whatever. That is all I have today, which still was a lot, so whatever. That's a bunch of stuff getting cut. Like, I'm having trouble keeping these episodes under an hour if I don't cut all the ridiculous crap I talk about after I've talked about all the knitting. And I go, there's no more knitting. I have nothing to talk about. And then I go into this hour-long spiel about, the downfall of our society. That was easily predictable. Anyway, thanks for spending the hour with me. I'm gonna edit all that out so you're not as depressed as I am right now. Thanks for spending the hour with me. I will see you next week for my birthday. So take care of yourselves.